Hi, my name is Mark Belash. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. I'm joined today by Trevor Short, who's the managing partner of Songbird Marketing Communications. Thanks, Trevor, for being here today.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to be here.
All right, so we're going to talk about recruiting and sales and how that might intertwine. So I have a number of questions here that like to chat about, and we'll have a good conversation here. So first of all, why
Sure.
is it important for recruiters to think about sales? Because recruiters tend to not necessarily think about sales. They're not sales reps, but why is it important?
Well, really, when you think about it, sales is actually, they're not just people who sell for a living. Everybody has to sell something. So if you're a recruiter, you're trying to sell a position to a candidate. So what do? You have to make sure that you understand what the job is, what the benefits and the features are for that employer, and also be able to sell them on the fact that this is going to be a good thing for their career. So everybody's selling. You're always selling something.
Okay, so how would it come across? Like, having been in recruiting as well myself for many years, where's the tipping point between it being like too much of a sales pitch versus like underselling the organization or the role? Like, where's the line? Is there some tips that you can share?
So really, when it comes to selling, you're really talking about three main elements. So the product or service that you're talking about being this, and this is going to be, I guess, the job that you're talking about. Your marketing message, which is going to be the features and benefits of the role that you're trying to recruit for, and also the company that you're working with. And the third and most important one is social proof, which is basically testimonials as to how great it is for people who work at that organization.
So is that like recommendations like you would find on
Yeah, testimonials, all of those types of things. Yeah.
so do you have like maybe some suggestions on like a recruiter, like where they would look for that type of testimonial, or where they should be monitoring that?
Sure. So there's two actually with two ways to think about this. And the first one is, if you're talking about a corporate recruiter and you're looking for candidates, the best place to do that is the other employees in your organization and talk to them about what it is you're recruiting for and why it's important for you to get the right candidate to come on board to your company. They should already know this by now, but a lot of companies don't necessarily promote that within them. And the other thing is, if you're talking about candidates themselves, for a lot of candidates, once they start working at a company, the best time to ask them what the experience was like being recruited is right after it's happened. So you can ask them about their experience and then use that to be able to get other candidates on board when it's time to recruit for those roles as well.
Makes sense, yeah. um and what about for a recruiting firm? Like, how would that be different if somebody's working in an agency or a
So
candidate?
for recruiting firms, what you're kind of doing the same thing, but it's twofold because you've got two sales jobs to try to do. You have to sell the candidate on the position that you're trying to recruit for, but you also have to sell an employer on the fact that you can provide them with the right candidate for their position. So if you're looking at social proof from the first part, the idea for looking for candidates is you're talking about the other candidates who you worked with who can talk about what a great recruiting firm you are to work with. And then the other side is when you're talking about trying to get employers, you want to look at your not only your candidates to say, this is a great recruiting firm to work with, but other clients you worked with as well. They're going to be the ones who are going to help you get more business, basically.
Got it. Oh, makes sense. And what about, like, how has all this changed, like, through COVID? Any comments on how this whole process may change?
Well, this pandemic has turned the world pretty much on its ear. Every single industry is affected in some way, shape, or form. And so I find that if you look at the current news cycle, there's world events that are happening that are just creating a lot of noise. And in order for you as business or as a corporate recruiter or as a staffing firm, you need to try to get above that noise. And finding the right places for you to set to disperse your messaging is going to be very important. So you want to look at things like what we're doing now. Do you have your social media in order? Do you have your website content in order? All of those types of little things that people will use to get information about you and what you're doing is going to help cut through some of that noise.
Good stuff. Any other tips that you'd want to share with maybe distinguish even between corporate recruiters and staffing industry recruiters, if you have any other suggestions for them?
Well, the biggest thing for corporate recruiters really is that you need to get the attention of the candidates that you're trying to attract, and you want to get to attract the right ones. I mean, I've been talking to people in this industry for a long time about, the best way for you to get candidates is to have a good marketing program that works, but not necessarily a marketing program for the business and the brand, but how you present that brand to candidates to get them to want to come on board to work for you. It's almost the same as trying to get people to buy from you, but it's slightly nuanced, so that what you're doing is slightly different. For recruiting firms, again, your goal really is twofold: try to get the right candidates, but also try to find employers because if you don't have jobs to fill, you're not going to be able to get candidates. So you need to do both of those things very well in order to continue moving your business forward.
Okay. And how can Songbird, your company, help a recruiter, or anything you want to offer, services or otherwise?
Well, we are actually really good at marketing for brands. That is what we do. So our mantra is, you want to be able to present your brand in the best light possible so that you can get the best results possible. So for us, what we try to do is we try to really dive deep into why brands do what they do and how that makes them great, and then present that to their audience.
Okay. So thanks a lot for your tips. How can someone get hold of you then, Trevor?
Well, we are actually on all social channels. So you can find us on Twitter, Facebook. We're on Instagram. Our songbbirdmarketing.com is our website. We are open to talking to anybody who needs help with building their brand and talking about their story as a company.
Terrific. Well, thanks very much, Trevor, for joining in. My name is Mark Blaish. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca, and feel free to connect with either one of us on LinkedIn, and happy to connect and see where we can help you with. So have a great day and stay safe. Thanks for watching.